can call it ways you can implement it. People are using a GraphQL, some people are using a Quarkus, some are you're using a ready-made cloud-based services from AWS, or you can say GCP or Azure, right? And there are also, and people are also developing your own services as well, right? So the different ways you can migrate, different ways you can create it. So there is a so much modernization, and you can say digital transformation is also going on. Correct. So this is the way you will see. It was not like only just a micro. There is a multiple ways you can implement the microservices with different tools and combinations, and with different sort of you can say products as well for monitoring also. So there is a you can say so many things is available into a market, but there are some of the products and some of that concepts and technology is very common, right? So that is you need to do some mastery in it. So when we are talking about microservice architecture, it is one of that important core concept, right? Either if you are having a 2 years of experience, sometimes back, I guess nowadays still people are facing a good microservices developers, which is still not available in the market. And still people are facing to find out good microservices developers. Correct. That is, I can tell you. Earlier also, we were supporting to one of the companies for microservices developers. We were not able to get it. People who are having a microservices experience, they had a 6 to 7 offers. So they are not ready to give an interview also. So you can think like this, how much they are in demand and what kind of a negotiation you can do if you have a 4 offers or 5 offers like that. Correct. That is a basically a latest, you can say, trend is going on. Correct. So microservices are really supporting very much when as compared to monolithic applications. So monolithic applications are, you can say, too much coupled, right? And there are many such problems we are facing it when we are developing. There is a no such chances to find out any, or you can say choose any new technologies, right? There is, you cannot effectively utilize your resources, either if you are talking about human resources, either you are talking about particularly your hardware resources as well, right? So scaling is much more simple and easy, right? You can much more better way you can go with the scaling when we are talking about the microservices, right? Free to choose your technology also. Correct. It's a very much independently. It can be developed, deployed, monitor, and you can be it can be supported, right? So one particular monolithic application, enterprise application, need to set up. It take a too much effort, and sometimes people are not able to set up this entire application. I have seen this kind of a scenario also because it's very jumbled, so many frameworks, jars, right? And you can say technology, it got coupled, and it one person need to will take at least for 1 year to understand the entire project here, how the flow is going, what is the logic they have written into a framework here, what is the logic they have written into a spring where they have written, so many things are there. So it is very difficult to understand, and it is also impacting to a entire what we can say the life cycle of a development. If one person is doing some mistakes and by mistake he has done code checking into a what we can say particularly in your Git or maybe any other SVN, so entire team will you can say face problem for build and deploy, right? And sometimes this code merging is too much complex and testing team is not getting any stable build. And assume that when you have 60 people, 100 people are working into a same branch and same code base, how and what will be the situations? So I have seen the lead and managers and these developers are sitting at that time, particularly just to fix up this problem and then giving a stable build. All these problems, this is very pathetic and people are fed up for that. You can say development life cycle types, or you can say the entire architectural concept. So that's why they moved into a microservices. It is a giving a much more, you can say, a facility if you wanted to implement any kind of finding out a new technologies. If you wanted to use ready-made APIs from that any cloud also, right? Independently, it will be developed so other developers are not getting impacted, right? Can be monitored, deployed also, right? So you don't need to be worried about that if there is a something goes wrong or anything got failed. But there are some pros and cons for both that architectural concept here. For monolithic also, for microservices also, there are some, you can say, negative points also. So you need to be understand that where you need to use a monolithic, where you need to use a microservices, right? So this is a actually a core concept, right? It's not like every time by mistake, you can say straightforward, you will go with the microservices. Enterprise applications, we are expecting very heavy load, or you are thinking about it need to be scaled later, correct? So definitely you can go with the microservice. But if you are developing a simple applications where you can say you don't have any expertise for people for microservice architecture or microservice experience, you are developing a simple application which is just for school or any other for, you can say, for simple entity where you are not expecting a too much load and all this, right? So in that scenario, you don't need to go with the microservices. One of the monolithic application on any stack, you can use it and you can build and you can give it, correct? So there are different considerations where you will go with the monolithic, where you will go with the microservices. Later also, you need to understand whenever you are migrating from monolithic to microservices, so there are different considerations, correct? So that is a little bit very deep concept which you need to understand, and many such design principles, microservices patterns, system designs, and so many things will got involved. Then you will understand that exactly how you can create that entire microservice architecture, or you can migrate monolithic to microservices, correct? So this is the way, it's a very important concept, right? I have given some of that insights to you for microservices and monolithic here, correct? So it is very simple and easy way you can develop it. Scalability is much more simple way. Continuous delivery, because it is not jumbled easily, you can create a CI/CD pipeline for independent small applications, and independently can develop, deploy, tested, and handover, right? Easily you can choose if you wanted to use a Quarkus, GraphQL, Spring Boot, Kotlin, whatever technology you wanted to choose, you can choose and develop it, right? So it will not be impacting to other services, correct? So these are the many such advantages of a microservices, correct? So that is all about your microservices, right? And later you can either deploy this concept onto your own premises, or maybe where you can talk about your own VMs and servers like that, or maybe you can deploy onto a cloud, or you can go with the hybrid implementation with the, or multi-cloud implementation, multiple clouds with your environment like this. So depends on the case by case. You can use and you can set up that and create an entire deployment architecture for a microservices. Correct. So this is all about your latest trend which is going on into a market, which is you need to learn and you need to master in it, right? For at least for going uh, forward 5 years, you will see there is so much demand for a microservices, cloud development, and DevOps, right, into the market here. Correct. So this is all about exactly how you can match up the skills and you can clear the interview. One of the core concept we have covered here. Correct. So I guess this is from what I have as a technical concept is over here. Right. I have so many you can say participants who are already working into a, you can say, Java legacy applications, testing automations, right? One of these guys, Subhashish, he was working with us, but later he learned that full stack technologies with the microservices, and he was able to crack the interview, got a 3 offers, and joined that company. Correct. There are senior people also who are working as a technical manager, not getting a chance because of a legacy project, right? Because not sometimes you are not able to get that good development work. This project is built on top of particular technologies, right? There is so much pressures of, you can say, from that company, from the manager also, right? So you are not getting a time to learn. Also, you are not getting a time to explore a new things. So it was very difficult to switch, and you are got stuck, right? So this is very common situation. I have also gone through it, right? And many such other people have also gone through it. So you need to explore this concept outside as per your, you can say, time schedule, and then you can attract some of the best opportunities. So these guys have basically done it, and then they changed that company and then got it. But later also they got a much more benefits after joining the company, because you can much more better way you can showcase your knowledge, right? So because knowledgeable people is always in demand and people listen, especially clients are ready to listen to these people. Correct. So after getting the job, also you will get a much more benefits if you are very much think into a technologies here. So how many people have really experience into what we can say into when we are talking about for microservices?